President-elect Trump is renewing his call for the Israeli hostages to be released by Inauguration Day. He says if it is not done by then, there is going to be a strong response.
Comes as the Biden administration has been struggling to negotiate a deal that would allow for the hostages to be free, some having died in captivity as a result. Florida Congresswoman Cammack is hosting a news conference tomorrow with Israeli hostage survivors and families of those who are still being held by the terrorist organization. She joins us now. Congresswoman, welcome, and thanks for coming on. Can you tell us about what these families are thinking about the incoming administration and their hopes of getting loved ones home?
Well, I can tell you, having met with these families and survivors themselves, that they are hopeful. I've never met people who have more strength and courage than these individuals to come and tell their stories after the horrific things that they have been through themselves, and to then tell their stories for they themselves who have been hostages or their loved ones who are still in captivity. This is something that impacts everyone. And when I met with families months ago and even as soon as last week, they were exceptionally hopeful for the incoming Trump administration, which speaks volumes that we are back, that America will be seen as a leader once again, because all we have had under Joe Biden's tenure is weakness. We have a weak commander-in-chief, and based on his remarks just last night, we know that he is also a liar-in-chief.
We have that, actually, the annual White House Hanukkah celebration, President Biden claiming, if you haven't seen it, that he's made great progress with returning the hostages home. Here's that moment.
The trauma of that day and its aftermath is still raw and ongoing. I've gotten over 100 hostages out. I will not stop till I get every single one of them home.
It appears that he's reading that from a teleprompter. You wonder if someone wrote that in and how they did not fact check that, or if he didn't, was it off the cuff? Your response?
Well, it's clear that Joe Biden is drunk on falsehoods, because nothing could be further than the truth. We still have 100 hostages in captivity, 7 of whom are American. And if Donald Trump had been commander-in-chief when this went down, first, I don't believe that it would have. Second, we would have had our people out immediately. And now you're seeing 34 days, and Donald Trump has laid it down. 34 days, and they better be released or else. That is why you have Hamas coming to the table saying, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't even wrap my head around how those families and those hostages must be feeling hearing Joe Biden say something as ridiculous as that. But this is just more of the same. His entire tenure has been riddled with nothing but falsehoods and lies and misdirection. At the end of the day, these families don't care who gets the credit. They just want their families home. And that's what matters, and that's what Donald Trump knows, and that's why he's going to deliver.
Yeah, and I think what's often forgotten about is the fact that there are Israeli American citizens still being held hostage. So there definitely is an interest on behalf of just our country getting involved to get these people home. Will we hear from some of those voices tomorrow?
Absolutely. You know, hearing these stories and them reliving their experiences. Just last week, as we met with a woman who had been in captivity, her husband is still there. It was gut-wrenching. It's impossible not to get emotional hearing those stories. But as I have been told repeatedly from these women, from these families, they say it is not enough just to be there to share their story and to keep their story. We have to be voices every single day for those that are still in captivity. And like you said, we have 7 Americans that are still being held hostage. We have 100 hostages still under Hamas's control. We have to get them out immediately. Winter is approaching. We know what the conditions are there. The stories that I have been told about rape, abuse, it is horrific. And so there is no time to waste. We have to bring them home now.
We will monitor that presser tomorrow, again, hearing from those families. And again, that story not forgotten here on Newsmax. We do appreciate Florida Congresswoman Cammack joining the broadcast. Thank you.
Thank you.